All right, so let's go to book 3. This is Endless Referrals by Bob Berg. Bob Berg wrote The Go-Giver, if anyone's ever read that book, which is a great little book too. This is a little bit more of a kind of a how-to, and I really enjoy this book because we're lawyers, and since essentially the time of Cicero and before Cicero, our best clients and the most money we'll ever make as lawyers has come from referrals from other people. And that is just how it's going to be for the foreseeable future, right? Google can change its algorithms, Facebook can sell all of our data and do whatever Facebook does and screw us and take all of our money. And you have to figure that out. You hire people to figure those things out so you can advertise effectively. Nothing will ever change with referrals. Referrals is about getting people to know, like, and trust you. And we're human beings, it's always going to be that way. You're always going to get your best cases and your highest dollar cases and the easiest cases to close. We're going to talk about sales and closing, but the easiest cases to close are all going to come from referrals. So this is why I like this book a lot. Let me see. So this is really a networking book, kind of a how-to, and networking, depending on how you think about that word, it can be a dirty word. Really, networking is just getting to know people and liking the people that you get to know. So you get to know someone, you're nice to them, you're giving with them, and you're going to get something in return. Even if you don't ask for it, it's just going to happen. And that's what Bob really talks about. And it's that kind of how-to and the mindset that you need to be in order to make that function. Because I'm sure all of us in the room have sat down with those people and had lunch with somebody, kind of networking. You just feel them using you, right? They don't care about you as a human being, they just want something from you. So it's like having lunch with a politician, and no one likes politicians. So this is how don't we do that? Like, let's do the opposite of that sort of thing. Okay, so to be known, liked, and trusted, of those 3 things, the number one thing is you need to be known. Because if people don't know you, they're never going to give you anything. Like, they can't give you anything because they literally don't know who you are. They're not going to like you, they're not going to trust you. You have to get known, and you have to get yourself out there and put yourself out there to be known. So in other words, obscurity is our biggest problem as attorneys, not using marketing dollars efficiently. None of that stuff is our biggest problem. Obscurity is our biggest problem, whether it's obscurity from our referral sources or obscurity to our potential clients. And on the like and trust part, I think there are really two big things here. Sorry, my bad. So 3 tips on the like and trust part. One is to be genuinely interested in people that you meet, you give of yourself, and then you educate people. Okay, so the education part is actually really, really super important, and that's why as attorneys, like, we just need to give away our stuff for free. We're all freaked out as attorneys that if we let people see our documents or our research, or we tell people how we do things, that they'll just go do it on their own, right? No one's gonna do it on their own. Like, you can tell a client how to do literally everything in whatever type of case everybody in the room does, and they won't do it. Like, they're never gonna figure it out. I do divorce, and I just put stuff online all the time. Like, I put all of our documents online. So anybody can find any of our template documents and use them in their own case. No one does that sort of stuff. They come, they see those documents, they're like, oh, that's great. I'm gonna have Marco do this because I don't know how, right? So we get all freaked out about this, but we need to not be. We need to just educate people as much as possible, and that's really the trust part, right? So we need to go out there, be genuinely interested, and give of ourselves, and then educate people as much as we can. The number one thing I took from this book is the idea of a super connector. So there's networking, and then there are people who network effectively, and then there's super connectors. So super connectors are like it's essentially the center of the wheel, right? The spokes come off the center of the wheel, and if you're a super connector, you're the center of the wheel. So people come to you because you know a lot of people, and you can connect them with a bunch of people. So money flows through you, right? I'm a divorce attorney, and if somebody needs a patent attorney, I actually know a patent attorney, I can send them there, right? So I become the connector, and money flows through me. When money flows through you, money flows to you as well. This is just the way it is. Super connectors, there's some good data on this. Super connectors make more money than other people in their industry, and they tend to like their jobs more because they have good relationships with other people in their industry and outside of it as well. So you make more money, you like your job more, you're connected with people on kind of a real basis. That's a good thing. So that's the number one thing I took from it, is be a super connector. And I don't think I've ever asked anybody, if I've connected two people, I've never asked them to connect anybody to me, because that's kind of a jerky way to do it. That's just not the way to go about it. Just go out there and connect people, and eventually it's going to come back to you. So you don't need to try that. You don't need to try the self-interested part that hard.